That's right, folks. It's got the Duramax in it. We'll show you under the hood. We'll show you in it. I am pretty excited. Is it perfect? No, but this is probably one of the cheapest vehicles I have ever bought. It's got an MBRP exhaust. It's missing some pieces on the back here. You can just hear it, just happy to idle. Supposedly, you're only as good as people tell you. Supposedly it's got a built Duramax backed by a rebuilt Allison. So, I mean, if that's true, I stole this. HID headlights. The grille needs to be replaced. The chrome's come off over there. So is it perfect? No. But does it go? Yes. I drove this home from Kentucky, and it over 20 miles per gallon. So it's no white smoke, a little bit of black. We got limo tint all the way around. Let's turn it off. Cool part is all the gauges but the oil pressure work, but we've got an oil pressure gauge we're going to put in. So he's converted it well. I mean, it's just barely started up and backed it out. So let's kill that off for a minute. Pull that key out, show you guys around this vehicle. Cloth seats, which I like. I think they hold up a lot better than the leather. Leather of this era usually goes to junk. Nice center console. The fog light, it is missing the fog light. There it is. Oh boy, it's not in. We got a brake controller down there, needs to be put in. It's missing that center dash that was right here that usually held CDs and junk, which is fine because I'm going to mount the brake controller right down in there, which will make it perfect. It's got the middle bench in the back. Lights all work. Gauges all work. I mean, everything works. That's what's cool about these conversions. If they're done right, everything works. So you just see everything's still monitoring the engine. It's really a decent setup. We got rear air. Let's go out back here. We should be able to tow. Wrong way. Like I said, not everything works on this bad boy. But this is what I really like right here. I got my straps back here already. I can hold all of these people if I needed to. I don't. But straps, tools, everything else. It's the 2500 Suburban, so it's got a little beefier suspension and frame. We got our hitch and our 7 pin over there. This thing's gonna be a beast. It should pull the cars to the tracks. Is it perfect? Like I said, no, it's not perfect. But for what I paid, I don't think I could have done any better. Brand new tires, which there's a little bit of cash ground. I think they're on a 16. You do have a little bit of rust right there. This door handle's cracked. So, I mean, there's just little things. Of course, does it really matter about these mirrors? No, it doesn't, because they're going to get replaced for tow mirrors anyways, because that's really all this thing is going to see. But overall, it drove so good. I was so impressed with it. Let's pop the hood and I'll show you how factory this thing looks. It is just, it's scary how just good this thing looks. I mean, it's almost like Chevy could have done this and should have done this. You've got a little bit where it hits up here. It's kind of wearing into there, which is, you know, it happens. A little bit of a level kit in the front, or lift, I guess a body lift would get rid of that. Airbox in the stock location, drop-in K&N air filter. 6.6 Duramax turbo diesel, upgraded turbo, says that's all been gone through. Motor was rebuilt. Says he put a cam in it, all new rings. I mean, everything's supposedly been done on it, so we'll see. It looks like we got a 37, maybe 38 gallon fuel tank. They say 37.5 to 38. I think he just cleaned this one out and gave it a good old thorough cleaning, and now it's going to hold diesel. So pumps have all been done, upper lower pipes, new manifolds down there, head studs, gaskets, everything. All the coolers and everything are in here. I'm trying to see if we can get it's hard to get a good shot in there, but everything is in that grill there, using everything from the donor truck. You can kind of see we are really tight. But man, just he did do the dual battery, so you got one right there, one over there. You got your fuel filter, which I think will be a pain in the ass, but it might not be. Right there with your pump on top, it might not be too bad. So overall, I am so stoked with this vehicle. For what I paid, let's just put it this way, I paid more for the Fox body than I did for this. So this was a gamble, and I knew if it didn't work out, I was going to be sitting on a big old paperweight for a while, but I also know that that motor and that trans alone are probably worth more than I paid for that whole vehicle. So then you got the rest of it you can part out. People always want tires, wheels, because they jack theirs up. Interior's in amazing shape. So I mean, someone would want to buy these. Look at this. It's clean as can be. Now my big worry about this was the body has 340,000 miles on it. Motor has 1,000. Brake-in oil has just been changed out. Transmission has, I think it was 60,000. So it's sketchy when you buy something like this, but it was worth taking the risk. I mean, worst case scenario, like I said, I'd pull the motor, pull the trans, and sell them. So I'm just so excited to have something that can pull, not struggle, not get hot. I mean, coming home, I picked this thing up in Kentucky. It was over 200 miles to get it home. Never stopped and filled up. I watched him fuel it up, and I think it was a little over 200, and I only used a little, almost 10 gallons. It was 9. So if you do the math there, you're a little over 20, and that's pretty good. I was running this thing from, 70 to 80 miles an hour, and it just killed it. It freaking killed it. I was so proud of it. And there's a few little things as I'm driving. Like, it feels like maybe the torque converters will lock and unlock at certain RPMs. Nothing to be too worried about, but down the road it might. We've got a little bit of rust right down here again. Got a dent right there. So overall though, I am just excited. With the extra weight in the front, it sat it down. We've got drop shackles in the back, so she sits nice and level. Let me give you another shot at that. Let me know what you think of this. Hopefully it's going to be a good rig. If not, it's probably going to be parked right there where the blue Suburban's at. And we'll sit there until I have time to pull stuff and part it out. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you can, subscribe, give the video a like. Check out my other videos. You'll see more of this as we fix it up. And we'll see you on the next one. Alright, so I thought I'd take you guys out for a little ride here. It rides, I think, as good as a 1500. It might be a little more bumpy. But with the weight of the diesel, it really takes away some of that heavy-duty springs in the front. The rear, I don't notice it bouncing and hopping. It has plenty of get up and go. This is what Chevrolet should have done with the Suburban and the Yukon the moment this Duramax was talked about and released. They should have put one in here. They still don't have one in here, which is why people do these swaps. I was fortunate enough to get my hands on one. I really hope it's a good one. It feels good, it feels solid, it starts right up, it doesn't blow white smoke, it doesn't hesitate. I mean, you get on the gas and you just go. It just goes. It doesn't care. And especially the 6-liter in these doesn't have enough power to move it and to load. This is going to have plenty of power to, this thing fully loaded and a trailer behind it. It's going to have enough power to do anything I want it to do. My biggest fear is, was it built right? I'm nothing against the guy I bought it from. I don't know him that well. And he tells me it's rebuilt. The trans is rebuilt. I'm really going off of his word because he did the work. There's no receipts showing for anything. I do have some pictures. The donor truck was a 2003. This is a 2002. You know, there's little things that are still needing to be ironed out. But for the most part, he says he wouldn't mind getting in it and driving across the country. So, I mean, you're only as good as somebody's word. This guy seemed pretty good. Seemed like a really good guy. Answered my questions. Either he was a smooth talker or he really did a good job, because this thing actually just goes. So anyways, hopefully you like this. You'll see it again when we do some repairs on it, and if we go to the track with the Fox body, you'll definitely see it again. So we'll see you soon.